How what's up, y'all? It's poppin'. It's D. About to react to this vid by Playback. It's titled XQC Gets Destroyed by H3H3. And in the thumbnail, it says Content Thief. Uh-oh. This probably has something to do with like him reacting. So H3H3 is calling out XQC for his reaction videos. Very interesting. I want to see what he has to say. Let's watch.
XQC got a little drama over the past couple of days. It started off on Twitter and everybody started discussing, is XQC content thief, bro? Is he still a content out here, or is he actually trans? XQC content.
Position garbage like this fills the recommended tab.
Content thief, bro. Is he still a content out here, or is he actually transforming things? You know. So for those who don't know, XQC is a famous streamer. You know, streamers in general, they react to things. On stream, right? Mm-hmm. But when you react to things, you tend to want to give a little bit more input due to copyright, and also just semi being fair to the original content creator. You just don't want to sit there and just like stale face, not saying really much of anything. However, XQC, he's been infamously doing these things for the past several
years. And no shade to Jinx, he laid the groundwork down. Okay, he definitely paved the way for reactors single-handedly.
And normally when people have those type of reactions, they don't upload them on YouTube, but XQC goes out of his way to clip things up and put it on YouTube, man. He even goes as far as using the same thumbnail, just slapping his face on the right and left side of it.
I do that sometimes.
And the same
Not all the time, but sometimes.
But at the end of it, he just says,
I do that too.
XQC reacts. And then but there's a handful of these videos that he's reacting to where, let's say hypothetically speaking, it's a 10-minute runtime. By the time he re-uploads it, the XQC reacts is like 11 minutes. Like it's only a minute worth of like something being added differently to it. You know, XQC got caught out on Twitter, and XQC brought up some suggestions. He was like, "Yo, I wonder what is triggering people like this so much, man. Revenue sharing, audience splits, algorithm. I've heard this complaint over 1 million times, and most public figures try to attack it from multiple angles just to fall flat on their faces. I'm watching a video I like to my people, that's it."
What you're looking at is considered the most densely populated place.
That is also valid because, I mean, you can argue that it's not very transformative. I don't watch his reactions, so I don't know how much he adds, but they're saying he doesn't add much. His videos are only like 1 minute longer than the original, so he's not saying that much. But he's saying that his audience wants to watch it with him, and that's a part of the appeal of reaction videos. People like watching reaction vids because they say that they feel like they're watching a video with a friend. So he's providing that entertainment to people. They like, apparently it's working. He has an audience. He has a large audience at that. So there are a lot of people who like watching videos with him, whether he's talking or not. So you can definitely argue that. But I see the other side as well. I'll talk more about it.
That ever existed. On an area of just 6.5 acres or 4 football fields, dozens of individual buildings have merged into...
Oh yeah, he wants to use it.
Wait.
Sure.
Alright. He could have paused the video for that. That's ridiculous.
But I watched this video before. This is a crazy video.
No, it's a great video.
Act does that sometimes too. He'll leave.
We all got to see
his
it.
stream.
Well, maybe not XQC because he's like this, but a lot of people saw his video.
I didn't see that video.
He's not that.
Wow. Okay, yeah, he playing. But he uploaded this to YouTube?
This is a great reaction for me. This is great work.
Or is this just from his stream?
Do not post this to YouTube for the lack of react.
Okay.
Boom! Metal pipes, cement, football, goal at the back. Wait a minute, chat. Hold up.
Well,
I think this is a
he
very rare copper alloy right there, chat. Somebody chat, hey chat, give me a zoom in on this and do a full infrastructural review of the material used in the building of this city. Right the fuck now. Boom. This is a deep dive and expert view in city building and architecture. Come on.
Sorry, this is weird.
Boom. I have to go.
He is entertaining people. How does this not count for something? This is entertainment that was added to the video. I would argue that that's kind of transformative. I don't know. I wouldn't have been laughing at this part of the video if it wasn't for him.
Okay.
But he shouldn't have went to the bathroom. That's great.
To YouTube right now. Shame on you.
I took a phone call. Okay, and then I got some water. Okay, now I feel really good.
Yeah, I got some water.
Also,
So he did a bunch of things in the middle of reaction. Now it's also very important to know that he signed a deal, if I'm not mistaken, with Kick that was worth, some people are estimating hundreds of millions of dollars, and he has to fulfill certain type of hours being streamed on the platform, and so people are claiming that this is just what he does. Even though, this sidebar, people have been claiming about this for years now. I don't think that has nothing to do with it. Even when he was on Twitch, this is what he's normally doing. So that right there is what really kind of sparked the conversation. So that's what sparked it. So him and Ethan had to sit down, man, and boy, and it goes.
I literally just reached out to one random person from your recent reacts, just one, who followed me.
Just one. It was only one, for sure.
Yeah. No, I swear to God.
So you're going to ask, are you a victim, by the way?
Hold on, this is important. This is important for you to understand. So I reached out to Vince Vintage, and I said, hey, I'm just curious, did XQC get permission? And I'm going to read you the message he sent me, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
He said, really appreciate you reaching out, Ethan. I've never been contacted by XQC at all for any of my rap videos. My personal take is this. I love big streamers watching, like XQC, Hassan, Mizkif, Moist Critical, watching my videos on their stream. It's a big ego boost. But when XQC does it, it's different. When he watches my video, he always re-uploads the whole thing on his YouTube channel with his insightful commentary as, wow, chat, isn't this crazy? Compared to when Hassan watched my stuff, he shouted me out, and he says he loves my stuff, and he sent a bunch of subscribers to my channel. A fair exchange. Here's a video. He showed me a video of Hassan doing that. And then he said, XQC, he really just steals my shit, entertains his audience off hundreds of hours I put into my videos, while I get just a link in the YouTube description. The problem isn't the reacting, it's the re-uploading of my video with his face on the thumbnail, and also, and I don't DMCA him because I don't want the Twitter drama.
Oh, he doesn't want the Twitter drama.
Oh.
Wait, what?
No.
Yeah, well, hold on. This guy says you stole his shit. Why are you denigrating that? I think you should take this seriously.
Well, because one is a paid actor, right? Which, I mean, well, I mean, that's a paid actor, 100%.
Wait, what? What are you saying?
A paid actor?
Oh, it's a paid actor.
What are you talking about?
He's a paid actor.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, well, just assume for the sake of the conversation that he's not a paid actor.
Okay, okay. So the first guy you react, right? The first guy you send a message to sends you a paragraph, looks like the Bible, right? And is stroking your ego out. Well, you know what? That's okay. I'll bite the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's really cool about this, right, is that we can make that type of interaction I have with this person and make it 10 times better for our ecosystem, right, of what I watch, what I upload. If he had asked, he doesn't have to, he can use a DMCA system.
So, here,
what?
A lot of people
what the fuck he talking
said
about?
the same thing as well. I remember Pro Things was saying similar things, and Fresher Fit was like, y'all don't really create your own content, y'all just stealing other people's stuff and yada, yada, yada. Ironically, even though both of them also do similar things when it reacts. However, I think that what we've tried to do is get away from reaction rather than commentary and come to actually give you insightful knowledge.
Yeah, I feel like y'all are more of a commentary
as much as you can,
channel.
and it's different from the original content that you are displaying. So, when Kick was kicking off and people was watching full-blown movies on Kick, and it's like, yo, what are we doing right now? Y'all like really pushing the envelope for what? Like, there's no reason at all. Yeah, it's a lot of people are trying to figure out like what exactly is the line being crossed. And I think from a content creator's perspective, I think there is a due diligence that needs to be done if you are somebody who's on the internet and you're trying to create content that's reactionary to at least do something that is transformative. XQC tried to like nail home this concept that like old H3H3 videos were also reactionary. If you go back and you know anything about what they did, it was very transformative, a lot more commentary. It was definitely closer to 50-50. If anything, it might have been more Ethan on the screen than the actual original content. And we try to do the same thing here as well. What XQC is doing though is like nowhere near close to that. Like it's not even remotely near close. And I think that's where like the essence of the argument that he's losing. He's already said he doesn't really care about illegality.
I'm actually like surprisingly very pro XQC in this conversation.
You are?
Yeah, very.
Wow.
And I think he just does a horrible job at arguing with anybody, and he has no business being in an argument with a guy who debates all the time, which is H3, for a bunch of reasons. One, I think the infighting between content creators on what's fair use and what isn't fair use is one of the most dangerous things that can happen, because the people who's going to jump on that is going to be traditional news and media to take advantage of the fact that if they can change the laws to prevent niggas from getting away with fair use, let's think about what fair use is. If I post a piece of content, anybody can use that piece of content for things like journalism, for commentary, etc., right? As long as what you're doing qualifies as transformative, right? Transformative is really vague. So you can go to court and fight over transformative. The problem is if someone fights XQC and wins, that means the whole idea of being able to react or commentate to videos in general is completely in jeopardy now, right? So if you work with a very strict brand that has...
So I would argue that's why XQC needs to at least stay in the fucking room when you're reacting. What the fuck are you doing? So he is kind of putting the whole reaction space in jeopardy by doing that, because if someone does sue him and wins, then shit can start, hitting the fan for reaction videos. They might start cracking down on what you have to do to be able to react on YouTube. So I agree with that, but I don't think let me see what else he's saying.
Very strict lawyers like Google, for example,
I'm saying he
you
agreed
can't
with
even have
XQC,
this logo in this video, because they don't even want to play even remote. They don't even want to be in that gray area at all. They want everything they do to be legal because they get sued to death so often. I think this whole conversation, the content creators trying to fight fair use and trying to decide for themselves what they see as transformative, is bringing light to an issue that can be exploited by niggas that stand to benefit by crushing the idea of fair use. That's how I feel.
But don't you think that XQC should be fair in what
No. I think when people jump on, like when there's a situation, everybody jumps on it to try and make it look away and spin it. XQC is not trying to meet an hour requirement any more than he's already been doing. Before he had that deal, he had a Twitch deal. And XQC is live when I'm asleep, he's live when I'm awake, he's live all the time. That's literally his brand. You can go on any platform he's on, and that nigga's always live. So it's not like he's streaming more, but the point I'm trying to make is niggas immediately try and spin things to make things look worse every single time they don't like a character.
For sure.
Now, you could sit there and argue, and I would agree that XQC leaving his chair, letting a video run for 10 minutes and coming back is not only not transformative, it's not a react, and he shouldn't be doing it. That's fair. That's fair. I think the people that do subathons and have shows playing while they're asleep, I think they shouldn't be doing that. I don't think that's fair neither. Facts. But I think what XQC is going to have an impossible job trying to communicate and argue is his character is what makes it transformative. He's known for just being dumb, messy, just like nasty at times, just being overall goofy. And so kind of like the react moment we saw at the beginning of this video is he has an opposite problem I have when I stream. When I stream, niggas tell me to stop pausing because they can't even enjoy the video because I'm fucking interrupting it so many times with my opinion.
Yeah, I don't really like pausing
that much. But the problem he's having is he doesn't pause at all, and his audience likes that, but everyone outside his audience doesn't like that. You feel me? So what people are failing to realize is if what XQC did wasn't transformative, he wouldn't be pulling 70,000 live viewers reacting to a good video if he didn't add to it at all.
I don't agree with that. I feel like he has all of these viewers because, like I said previously, people like feeling like they're watching something with someone that they like. They feel like they're watching a video with a friend. He could stay completely silent and not say anything, and they could still feel like they're watching it with a friend who's just quiet, who isn't saying anything. But that doesn't mean that it makes it transformative. So I don't agree with that. It becomes transformative when you are giving your opinion and you are adding to the video. But, people do like him as a character, as a person, so that's why he has all of these viewers or whatever the case, and he really doesn't have to do anything. But I don't agree with what he's saying. I don't think that makes it transformative just because he's there. How is that transformative? It becomes transformative when you add to it to some degree.
They can just watch it.
And he fucking walked out the room.
AMP videos, there's some people that prefer watching it with Rage. So they're going to wait. They're not going to watch the video from the AMP channel. They're going to wait till Rage streams to watch it on Rage channel because what he's doing is so transformative. You feel me? So for each person, the definition of transformative is very different. And so I actually like his personality and character. I don't watch much of his streams anymore, but I 100% see how most of the reacts he does is transformative. I think the only time he's crossing the line is when the person doesn't want him to react to it at all and he decides to do it anyway, or if he leaves his chair and he's not even reacting. And I also feel like if he's copying the title and thumbnail verbatim and then like crushing the original video in search or in recommended or in suggested, then
I don't think I'm gonna stop pausing because I actually don't like pausing. I like to give my opinion before and after the video because I want to actually take in everything that's being said. I want to watch the video in its entirety and then I like to talk. But he's just saying things and I want to say it now because I'll probably forget. But I don't think there's anything wrong with copying the title verbatim because not only does it help, well, now I use the original video in the description, but I didn't used to always do that. So I would use the exact title because I'm like, okay, if you want to watch the original video, you need to copy and paste this title and you'll find the video. The original video will pop up before mine because they put the video up. It usually has more views than my video. So, you know, as a smaller creator, that's what I've always done. I don't think there's an issue with doing that, but he's mentioning that XQC videos get a lot more views than the original. I feel like that's when it becomes tricky. That is hardly ever the case in my case because I am a smaller YouTuber, but I can see bigger YouTubers getting, or I can see YouTubers getting upset when the bigger YouTubers react to their shit and their views like trump theirs entirely. But at the same time, it's like, but they're also bringing you new viewers because people who otherwise didn't even know about your channel, now they know about it. Now they know because XQC reacted to you. So, I don't know. It's tricky. But go ahead.
I'm just come up with his own title and thumbnail, right? Yeah. But, like, those are all things you experiment with. When I first started doing more Reacts content on my stream, it would be like Agents or Reacts to, and then the video. Feel me? Mm-hmm. But nowadays, we just come up with our own title. And then if people want to watch it, they watch it. If people don't want to watch it, they don't want to watch it. We don't upload all the Reacts. We just upload the ones that we think people would want to watch. But I think people are severely underestimating how hard it can be to be funny or enjoyable to watch while reacting to things. That's something that really only streamers would understand because from a viewer's perspective, you probably just think like, oh, anybody could react to this content. Yeah.
If anybody could do it, all you niggas would be doing it. I live a very comfortable life. I'm traveling all the time. I do a lot of shit reacting to videos. So if it's so easy and anybody can do it, why you ain't doing it? Bum. Why is everybody not doing it and getting this reactor money? It's not as easy as you think. It is not easy to be entertaining and have people watch you and continue to come back and keep watching you and keep supporting you. You have to have the personality for that, and a lot of people don't. But people watch you, and I guess because you make it look so easy, they think it's easy, but it's not easy to entertain people on a continuous basis. If it was easy, then you would be doing it, but you're not. Everybody will be doing it, but they're not. A lot of people who try to do it and they fail. Many people. So.
But there's some people that are
I'm not pausing no more, my bad.
And way funnier and way more engaging than others. And so I think when it comes to YouTube videos, XQC most of the time is good. Especially if he's literally contacting these people he's saying in the majority of times. Strike up an arrangement where he can react to it. The only other gray area I'd say he's potentially crossing the line is when he's reacting to entire shows on his stream, which he does off. I think that will probably eventually end up getting him in legal trouble, and the people that will probably lose
entire shows is
all content creators because they're going to try and rush the idea of fair use. I'm telling you. And so this is coming from somebody who reacts to content. This is coming from somebody who makes a lot of original content on YouTube, and I'm the beneficiary of both. I recognize that just because the view didn't come to me, if someone reacts to a piece of content I made, I'm happy and thankful for it because that's awareness. Next time they see a video on my homepage, they might click my video. But in general, just because the view didn't come to me doesn't mean there was no value there. You feel me? And so maybe that means they start following you on TikTok and that's some engagement there, or on Facebook and that's some engagement there. Just caring about you more, developing more of what is called earned media. Just the idea that more people are talking about you. He's doing a horrible job of communicating his value to the videos he reacts to, and he's gonna get crushed in any debate with anybody that's like good at talking. But I think in the majority, not in all of the times, I'm pro XQC on this one, and I think the people trying to jump on him because you don't like him, you don't even know the consequences of what you're saying. And maybe you don't care. Maybe you don't care, but the internet will change forever the day there's a landmark case against fair use, especially against a very large stream like XQC. So while I'd argue he needs to be a lot more careful and when it comes to his use of it, to the point where hopefully he's not getting sued by parents Paramount or Warner or maybe even another YouTuber or another streamer, that's where I think he could potentially fuck a lot of people over. But most of the stuff he does is transformative. He just fucking can't communicate why it is. You're failing to understand what makes the piece of content transformative. It doesn't have to be something he says. It could be the way he reacts. It could be his facial expressions. It could be the lack of those things as well. I don't know, like there's so much that can make it transformative, and the crazy part is it's gonna be different for everybody. So just because you don't think it's funny doesn't mean the next nigga doesn't think it's funny.
I agree with that part. But yeah, I disagree with most of what he's saying, but there are certain parts where I'm like, okay, I agree with that. I agree with that. But for the most part, yeah, I don't agree with what he's saying.
Who else is doing it? Name me one other streamer except Kai that is pulling 70,000 on simple reacts to simple videos.
Bro, fuck this nigga.
Name me one.
Wait.
It doesn't matter.
Good luck naming it.
What does that matter?
Good luck naming it. So I'm saying, if your argument is that what he's doing isn't transformative, then you're saying that's bad content. If it's bad content, then how is it still performing? How is he the most consistent streamer in potential streaming history?
No, it's
I don't
just
agree with that.
That don't make sense. I'm just saying it's not.
So you think he's not adding much to it at all? Is what you're saying?
The video is 9 minutes.
Is that what you're arguing?
No. If the video is not, it depends on the video. If the video is 9 minutes long that he watched, and by the time he gets done reacting, it's 9 minutes and 30 seconds. No.
So you think he's not adding much to it, basically? When you're saying it's not transformative, you think he's not adding much to it?
30 seconds difference.
Okay, then you're gonna have a lot of trouble trying to justify how his stream has been performing so consistently. Reacts are a big part of it.
Well, let's be clear. When it comes to streaming, I can understand, like, especially if you're doing like 12 hours.
And that's not true. Doesn't he do a lot of gaming and shit? Didn't he start doing gaming? So that's why he has a lot of viewers. And like I previously said, people are going to watch him because they feel like they're watching it with a friend. That does not automatically mean that it's transformative, though. Those are two different conversations. So Agent trying to equate his popularity with it being transformative, I don't feel like is accurate. That doesn't make any sense. I don't agree with Agent. And I usually agree with him, but I don't.
Men have the energy, so that I can understand that. Or even like you said, sometimes everything doesn't call for overreact. Like I'm over top reaction or crazy. I understand that. I'm not talking about that though. I'm talking about once you reacted to it and you realize that what I've added to this isn't that transformative, and you still decide to clip it up and upload it. That's what I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I don't.
That's not. There's nothing that you did in that moment that's providing enough value to make you believe that you can make that your own video.
But
I think that's crazy.
I agree with
that.
that.
To then use the same thumbnail and title makes it even more outrageous. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
I think there's so much nuance to this convo, and niggas is using like big, large, vague words to cloud the entire conversation. I think some of what he's doing is on the unethical side, but I think the majority of what he's doing is not.
But I'm a reactor, so obviously I have a lot to say.
He's right, bro. Him reacting to a piece of content is so much value.
Oh, so somebody on Twitter proved that. They were saying these are the two videos that he reacted to mine, and like they had a massive spike.
It's not just
what he's saying is correct. The whole algorithm.
It's not just about the spike though. It's.
So you think that if the video is 9 minutes,
you can go through my streams and find 20 examples of me not doing what you think is transformative.
I want to be clear. I'm not talking about streams. Even Ethan wasn't talking about streams.
I agree with that too.
That from video uploading.
You're talking about re-uploading.
You're talking about if you watch something, you went through the whole video, you didn't really do much reacting because it may not have been entertaining, or you didn't find it entertaining, or whatever. But you still took that video and then posted it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Same thumbnail, same title. You just put yourself in the thumbnail, and at the end of it, you said Agent Reacts, and it went from a 9-minute video to a 9-minute and 44-second video. And throughout the entire thing, you're just saying, "Yo, that's crazy." Fast forward, you're not really doing much. Maybe you're like, "Wow," like maybe you make faces, but then you pause it again for another second. Like, "Yo, chat, isn't that crazy? Chat is unbelievable."
Bro, as a streamer, bro, you can't win.
Chat, bro, that's so fucking crazy. Chat. Did y'all see that, chat?
Yeah, I get criticized for that opposite thing. When if I do a video that's if it's
40 seconds though,
I'm telling you, it's like when it's short, you get criticized. Bro, I could react to a 9-minute video on everything. If I knew chat would get tight, the video ended up being 40 minutes. Because I could pause and give my thoughts on every detail of everything. But you have to stop yourself from doing that low key because you don't want to fuck up the continuity of the video.
For sure.
Exactly.
So, I mean, look, bro.
I
have to watch the video and then you can make a reasonable decision unbiased. You can make a reasonable, unbiased decision on whether or not you argue this transformative. Do you get where I'm coming from when I say this talk is dangerous?
No. Okay,
I get that part
as well. Like, we're going down a very thin line, but this is where I think that XQC, especially a seasoned content creator, there should be some level of
care. I agree with that.
Because we wouldn't have this conversation if you're just carelessly going around doing this. Because understandably so, these are very vague times that we're living in. Very, very.
And you know for a fact that in 10, 15 years from now,
it's not going to be that way.
The internet is not going to be as free as it is right now. 100%. There's probably been like 5 to to 8 efforts, like big efforts from the government to censor the type of content that we have on the internet.
Right now, it's not as free to listen.
And it won't be in 15 years. And it's going to be small little wins like this that chip away at things and it's like now your internet company is going to legally be able to throttle you depending on how much you pay them. So now the people that have more money have better access to the internet, and other people, they have slower access. You know, it's already like that with your cell phone provider. And it's going to start happening with the internet. And it's like in more and more ways, you're going to start policing what you can and can't do. Now, I'm not saying there should be no regulation, but I'm just saying when there's infighting amongst the people who benefit the most from fair use, there's going to be a third party that comes, sweeps in, and takes full advantage of it because there's no unity. And I don't expect there to be between H3H3 and XQC, but that's just what my fear is, because that would be the biggest net negative of all this. In all reality, I think if someone told XQC stop reacting to my video, nigga would stop reacting to his video.
I don't even think it's the whole like you have to stop reacting to my video. I just think it's
show more love.
Just show even.
And
not even show more love.
Add more
to it.
it.
To feel like you're just re-uploading my stuff, especially when it's followed behind same thumbnail and same title. I think that's where he's getting a lot of pushback from. The content that like people just streaming and reacting to it, we've already. I think as many content creators, we've already just accepted that's what it is. But to re-upload something where you're giving very little transformation effort and it's same thumbnail and title, so it feels like even less. You're being even further and care less about it. That's where I just feel like he's wrong. He knows the window of space that we live in right now, where anybody, and they've tried this several times, like you said, when people come in and try to really push hard in it, you pushing that as much as you can and try to figure out what you can get away with just because you're being careless in many regards.
Can't fuck us over.
It can fuck everybody over. So just because you win today, 10 years from now, people are fucked over because of shit that you did in the moment and not really thinking about the ecosystem in that regard.
You're watching this shit already. They don't care about you and having arguments. Clearly, you're not very good at that. You lost 12 viewers, man.
Oh, I cannot speed it up when this nigga is talking. We won't understand shit.
My views are very good right now, by the way.
So I don't need like a therapist to give us a hint on when the tantrum ends. When does it end, Ethan? It seems like when you go on these tangents, you go on a rampage, you just ramble and ramble, without making any concise point or a question. Is it you're done with that shit? Can we talk like adults now or not?
I think this conversation has kind of been exhausted.
People would rather watch me full screen cam do the fucking worm.
Do that, bro. Do it for a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many fucking views you get. Oh, he's crying in the corner.
No, he's doing the worm, like he said.
Oh, okay, sure.
That ain't the worm.
I mean, that's content, man. It's original content, at least. Yes, do that, bro.
That's the saddest one I've ever seen.
Dude, do a week.
I love it, man. Bro, this is the most money back in the past fucking 4 years, bitch.
It's awesome. Do a week of no react content.
I don't know why.
I know. Yeah, even to make it seem like he's never done any original.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
He played every game on Steam because he streams so much. He could, bro.
So right there, he's completely out of touch.
That was kind of just an ego battle between
the
two.
It was.
Fucking XQC's flexing watches and if H3's flexing viewership and shit like that. Bro, both of y'all is veterans, man. Like, y'all have both held an audience for dumb long. It's very impressive.
Most niggas will not have those facilities. Like, so for many reasons, both of them are very talented. This part is just ego battle.
I think they just flexing.
Yeah, and there is a gray area people are refusing.
He was flexing his nuts earlier too.
His balls.
He held his balls.
Really?
And niggas got bored and they just started holding each other's nuts, man. That's what happened, bro. But yeah, yo, let's look at the.
Okay, I paused a lot during this video because obviously I am a reactor, so I have a lot to say about this particular topic. I feel like I've already touched on many of the major points, but I don't really agree with Asian because he kept emphasizing that XQC is making the videos transformative just by being present, and that's just not how it works. That's just not even the definition of fair use. Just because you're there, it doesn't make it fair use because you're present. I do think you should add to the video to some degree, but it does get a bit tricky because transformative could mean different things. Like, some people might think it's transformative if you add an extra 2 minutes of commentary to a video. Other people might think, oh, that's not nearly enough. You need to add an extra 10 minutes. You need to pause all the time. So, it does become a bit unclear, so you're not exactly sure what's acceptable and what isn't. But I definitely think him getting up and walking away is wild. That's not transformative at all. I definitely think he should be given his opinion more, in his videos, especially if he's going to upload it to YouTube. Just streaming it, that's a totally different story. But you're uploading it to YouTube to monetize it and make money off of it, and you really had nothing to say like that. That definitely is a different story. So I don't really agree with Agent right there. I don't think he was transforming it in this particular clip. I don't watch him, so I can't speak for his other reaction videos. But Also, when you're reacting to like funny videos, there really isn't that much to say. I used to react to a lot of funny videos like back in the day, and there's not much commentary you can fucking give to like a funny compilation where random things are happening every few seconds. It's not much to add to. And I remember I got a lot of heat from a YouTuber. What the fuck was that nigga named? Dylon? Yeah, he was like talking shit about me and said I'm like one of the worst channels on YouTube and I just sit there and I ain't got nothing to say. But I'm watching funny shit. Like, what is there to say to these funny videos I'm watching? I used to watch a lot of like Vine compilation videos, a lot of hood funny vids. Like, I will react to a lot of shit like that. There's not much insightful fucking commentary I can give to that. Like, what the fuck? You know? But when you're reacting to different shit, you can talk more. That's why as of late I have been reacting to a lot more of like pop culture and like current events and like, you know, controversial shit, things that I can actually, you know, speak more on, so that I can make it a bit more transformative. Because yeah, back in the day I would react to a lot of stupid shit. It's like I'm just chilling, I'm laughing. It was more so like, you know, like I said before, people would say I feel like I'm watching funny videos with a friend. There's not much I can fucking add to it. Like, they're being funny, I'm laughing, y'all laughing while watching me, we all laughing, you know. So I feel like that there's a market for that as well. But then that becomes tricky because you're like, oh well, that's not very transformative. That's why I've kind of you know, shied away from that type of content. I mean, I still do react to like funny videos and funny comps and stuff here and there, but as you guys can see, for the most part, I'm reacting to like, you know, current events and shit so that I can talk more in the videos. I typically keep most of my commentary at the beginning and end of my vids because I don't like to pause too much. I did pause a lot during this vid, but usually I don't like to because, like Agent said, I want the video to just play in its entirety. I want it to be continuous, and especially it allows me to take in what's going on better, and then, you know, I can, you know, form my opinion at the end of the vid. But yeah, I don't know, I just think it's very tricky. But XQC, I feel like he was in the wrong in this particular case. So yeah, I don't agree with the way that he went about reacting to that particular video at all. So if that's how he typically reacts on his stream and then uploading it to YouTube, I don't think that's right. I think that's wrong. Honestly, that's just my opinion. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see you on the next time. Bye!